Hey, you guys, Coach Liz here. All right, this week we are talking about one of my favorite topics. It is all about inflammation. Now, inflammation and blood sugar, they really go hand in hand. So when you learn to manage one, you're learning to manage the other, because when your blood sugar is up, your inflammation's up. When your inflammation's up, your blood sugar's up. So when you're really being mindful and cautious in one of those areas, it's going to positively affect the other. So those are two areas of your health that you're going to notice a huge difference, being mindful of those. Now, there's a lot of benefits to lowering your inflammation. Inflammation generally starts in your gut. So a few signs of inflammation would be belly fat. If you carry a lot of your fat in your belly, that is because you have an unhealthy gut most often. So getting your gut bacteria good, getting focusing on that is going to help reduce inflammation. Also, if you have a lot of joint pain, like your hips or your knees, or you get headaches or migraines often, or even just brain fog, if you get infections often, those are all signs of chronic inflammation. Now, not all inflammation is bad. Inflammation is actually saving your life. It is like your ambulance system. It's your immune system that keeps you alive and fights off any dangerous predators in your body. So if you get sick or you get a cut or a scrape or a broken ankle, those white blood cells rush in and get to work in healing you. So it increases inflammation as your body is healing. That is a good thing. But when it becomes a bad thing is when you have chronic inflammation all the time. It's not just there to heal something, but it's just lingering in your body. And that's when you're noticing the fatigue, the joint pain, the headaches, all of that. That is a sign of inflammation. And so also studies show that inflammation is linked to depression and anxiety. So many reasons why you want to pay attention to things that might be causing inflammation in your body. So let's go over that. There's three areas that can cause inflammation. Let's start with external, your environment. That would be if you have a job that you work with chemicals, like you're a hairdresser or a janitor, or you work in like a wood shop. You are around chemicals, you're breathing them, you're touching them, that can cause a lot of inflammation. So make sure that you're being cautious to wear gloves, masks, you're taking all the precautions so that your body's not absorbing that. You might do a detox more often because you might have more inflammation than other people that are not around those things. So just pay attention to your environment. It might be mold in your house. It might be allergens that you're breathing. So having an air purifier. It might even be things that your body absorbs through your skin, like beauty products, deodorant, shampoos, all of those things. So if you're wanting to make a swap, choosing something that is a healthier option, organic option, that would be a great start. Swapping out for some natural deodorant, or just paying attention to, if you are noticing that you have a lot of inflammation, maybe just look in your environment and see what it is that maybe you're lighting a lot of candles or have fragrances. Those are all cause inflammation. So just being aware of your environment is a good idea. The second thing is internal inflammation. That's going to be caused from too much stress, lack of sleep, sedentary lifestyle, so not exercising. Building muscle helps reduce inflammation. So making sure that you're staying active. That can also be depression. It could be chronic infections. If you get sinus infections a lot, or earaches, a lot of infections is a sign of inflammation, especially if you're taking antibiotics, because antibiotics kill all of your bacteria in your gut, not just the bad bacteria. So you really got to work to build that back up after taking an antibiotic. And you want to be careful not to just take one anytime you're sick. Only take an antibiotic when you really need to take it. Those are things that can be causing inflammation. So learning to manage your stress, taking some deep breaths, learning to process emotions instead of bottling it all up, lack of sleep, because all of those things are getting your body out of balance and causing more inflammation in your body. All right, the third factor is your food. Now, this is something that you have a lot of control over, what you're putting in your body. Now, the things that cause inflammation are high inflammatory foods, which would be ultra processed foods, things with high sugar and high fat, especially fried foods, unhealthy fats. Those cause a lot of inflammation. And so that's one thing I love about the Optavia program, is it really teaches to lower inflammation and balance your blood sugar. The foods that you are choosing are low inflammatory foods, and learning to balance those in the right balance in smaller portions, you really notice a difference in your joints, in how your body feels, your energy. You're not storing water, you're not bloated as much. So you really notice a difference when you're eating clean. That's one thing that I love about the program is it works so fast. Within a week or so, you're noticing a difference in how you feel. My clients that have arthritis or fibromyalgia notice less joint pain because you're eating the right things and taking care of your body. You're working on drinking more water, getting sleep, getting exercise, all of those healthy habits that we talk about, the high five, those all help to reduce inflammation. So a couple things that you can choose more often to reduce inflammation is things that you would eat on the program: lean protein and veggies. Those are great options. Try to avoid a lot of omega-6 fatty acids, or fats, like fried foods that are fried with corn, cottonseed, safflower, sesame, or soybean, margarines, those kind of foods. High sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, all of those things are going to increase inflammation. So a lot of people also wonder, does dairy increase inflammation? Well, especially if you have an allergy to something and you're eating it, that can cause more inflammation because your body's trying to fight off that. But especially high fat, high sugar dairy can cause inflammation, like ice cream can cause inflammation. But if you're doing something like a low fat or fat free Greek yogurt, that is great. Cottage cheese doesn't tend to cause inflammation, but it's more those things, those sweetened dairies like ice cream or chocolate milk, that can cause inflammation. So just be aware of that. And most often choose those low inflammatory, also low glycemic foods are what you're going to find are going to settle best with your body in regards to inflammation and blood sugar. So those are a few helpful tips. Check out Element 20 in your life book to learn more information about inflammation and ways that you can reduce that, but also just ways to be more focused on things in your life that might be causing it. So that's the first step, is just being conscious of what might be causing you to not feel good, what might be causing that joint pain or the headaches. And so a lot of times, just making some little changes like drinking more water can really clear up the headaches or the brain fog. But you should definitely notice a difference when you're really eating a low inflammatory diet, because it's not just going to help you now, but it is something that you're investing in for your future. Because a lot of times a disease might not be present right in the moment, but it might be festering in your body. It might be growing without you even knowing for years. So if you're taking care of yourself right now, then it's going to pay off years down the road. And that's one of the best things you can do, is really focusing on lowering your inflammation. So check out Element 20. I would love to hear one thing that you want to make a swap for in your own life to get your inflammation down. And I'm just excited to hear what you learn in Element 20, and I hope you have a great week.